Sovereign God who predestined creation before time began. I want the God who with brilliance and elegance decorated darkness with stars. The God who orchestrates the future. At the same time, he knows where you are.
Okay, glam stars. So that was just my, hype music for the day. Everybody has to have a theme song, right? So that's by Kirk Franklin. I'll tell you what the name of the song was when the video is over. So I would like to make this video for a glam girlfriend of mine. I had the blessing and the pleasure of going to Rocky Mount, North Carolina on Friday to teach some of my amazing clients how to do eyeshadow. So I committed to them that I would create a video so they could duplicate the process with their own products at home. So here goes. So we started out with a clean face. We used our Glamic Cosmetic skincare. This client had oily skin and one had normal skin. So we used the Deep Pore Clarifying Cleanser for our oily skin client, and we used the Sensitive Skincare Cleanser for our normal client. Now we could have used our Age Defying Cleanser, but she didn't have wrinkles and all that stuff, so the Sensitive Skincare was perfect. And then we used the Pomegranate Tea Toner with both clients. They loved it. Their exact comments were, when I followed up to see how they enjoyed the process and enjoyed the glam over, they said they didn't want to wash their face and take the makeup off. That I hit it, nailed it out the park, it was dead on. And they applied the makeup to themselves. I did walk them through the process, and I guided their hand a little bit, but they did it themselves, which was really cool. Then we did a brightening liquid complex, which I talked to you all about on one of our other videos. And for my client that had the oily skin, we added the anti-shine serum. And also I'm going to tell you how we matted her face out before we got started with her makeup. So that way, shine was a big concern for her, because by midday, her skin is shining through and the oil is flaring up. So I taught her how to layer her skincare from the beginning, if you're using the proper skincare to control oily breakouts, and if you're using the correct specialty products to keep the face matte and the skin from overreacting during the day with oiliness, then you're going to see the results of your skincare. It's going to look flawless. You're not going to get that shine and high beam look. And then I polished off both of their skin before we completed and finished with moisturizer with our glycolic acid retexturizing serum. And that was just, they loved it. Their skin, they said their skin felt so amazing. My skin feels amazing, so of course I'm on here without makeup. Terror. But anyway, so what I did for my oily skincare client, this video is for her so she can have this on file, so I just wanted to share with you guys too, is I matted out the skin with our, we use the HD powder because it doesn't make sense for me to try to sell my client 3 and 4 powders. She can use the HD powder to matte out her skin, which is really great. And then from there, we let that set for a minute, and she decided she wanted to try the contouring. So in order to do the contouring, now granted this is on perfectly primed and prepped skin, so it's important for your skin to be well prepped with a great skincare. It's important for it to be well prepped with the right specialty products, because if not, your makeup isn't going to give you the look that you're interested in, and then you're going to be disappointed in the results. I'm just adjusting the camera a little bit. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm applying my color, and this is also what I use to her to highlight her face. Now she could do an eye primer on her eyes before we did her eyeshadow, but instead, why not just put your foundation on your eyes and let that act as your primer? And what a foundation, what an eye and lip primer does is it prepares your eyes, your eyelids, and your lips to receive eye color. It gives the product something to attach itself to so it'll stay on all day. And I'm going to adjust the camera just one more time, take some of the brightness out of it. There we go, and just some of the contrast out a little bit. And so you see that that gives me just a really good coverage just right there in my little raccoon area. I call this the raccoon area. Okay, so you notice that before we started the video that I had like a little bit of recess right in here from just dark circles. So another trick that I taught this client, and as well as something that I learned that I want to show any of my clients that get the creasing underneath their eyes, and that maybe have some wrinkles like I talk about under my eyes, and you don't want that to show through throughout the day once you set your makeup. So the one thing you want to do is prep under the eye area. So after you put on your contour foundation, and after, you could use it'd probably be better to use one of the sponges to do this, but I'm going to use a brush because, you know, we're pressed for time to get the video done. We're only at 5 minutes, so anybody that says they can't do this in 5 minutes in the morning, it takes 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes to make coffee. But coffee is way more important than makeup, so disregard the last comment. But anyway, so what I'm doing is setting my foundation underneath my eyes so I don't get that creasing. Now, I still may get a few creases just because, you know, it's skin, it's natural, it does that, but it's going to prevent excess creasing underneath the eyes, and it's also going to matte out my foundation, so I don't have to worry about looking like I'm aged under my eyes at the end of the day. So now we're going to do our darker color. Now this is her shade, and I'm going to put in the message box down below what we use, what the prices are. But this is my shade as well, because even though I put on the lighter color first, which is my normal all day over color, I like to have a bronzy tan look. So I tend to use the darker color as a contour around the outside of my face. I was going to say a highlighter, but as a contour around my face, just in the oval sections of my face. And the reason I do that is because I love the natural look of a contour using 2 different foundations. We have great contour kits, but I just prefer 2 foundations because I have 2 really great foundations, one for summer and one for winter, that match my complexion, and so it's just perfect for me. So notice I went down the sides and the bridges of my nose because contouring entails putting the darker shade of foundation or contour concealer that you're using around the outsides of your face and keeping your raccoon area really bright. Notice that I'm also going under my chin and I'm blending, because I think blending is so key. Because don't y'all know it, we've seen those women at church and out in the mall and everywhere else that have the foundation that's 2 different shades from their, that looks really good, 2 different shades from their neck and from their cheek color, and it just doesn't look good. So now what I taught her how to do is to put on her eyeshadow, and I taught with palettes. I think that if you're learning how to apply makeup, then the easiest thing to do is to use a palette, because you don't have to think about it. It's keep it simple, sweetie. So if you know what you need to put on and what you need to use in the morning, then that's what you're going to do. So first let's do our eyebrows, so we'll have something to kind of frame. Now you can do your eyebrows in any order that you choose. I just like to have my eyebrows done, so then I can go ahead and do my makeup. And the color that I'm using is like a reddish brown, because I have reddish brown highlights on my hair. We've talked about that before. And y'all, I accidentally took off half my eyebrow the other day waxing them myself, so I'm sure you'll notice that. So there's no need to comment on that, just FYI. I'm kidding. I know y'all wouldn't do that anyway. Well, some of y'all might, but I was like, no. But thank God for a great line of products. You know, it's no big deal. It'll grow back. Thank God it's hair. But maybe when I hit 65 and you know how your hair starts to get sparse and then it doesn't want to grow back like it used to, then I think I'd be really worried about that. So I'm just going to finish putting my eyebrows on. And these are our indelible gel pencils. They are amazing. Don't rub off on people's clothes. You don't have to touch them up. These gel brow pencils are just the best in the whole world. I'm like, where have they been all my life? So now this is a bronze palette that I'm going to be using. Even though I'm bronze, this wouldn't be a palette that I would probably choose for myself, but this is for my glam girlfriend. So the palette she's using is called Pride. So we're going to start out with the color that would go on the ball of the lid. So right down here. And we're just going to put that across the eyeball. And how I told her to apply it is we're going to go from the bottom to the top, over, and down. So basically we're going clockwise in the palette. Okay? So if we're going clockwise in the palette and she's never done eyeshadow before, she won't get confused about what to do. So I told her you only want to put it on the ball of your lid, and you kind of want to do it in a little corner right there too, because that's going to make your eyes pop. So just going to use a little bit more. And let me see if I can just adjust the camera a smidgy bit. so you can see it. So the next color we're going to use is the dark chocolate color that's in here. We're going to blow off any excess because we don't want that falling down on the rest of our makeup. And then what I told her to do is to create a V. So V here, V here, V here, V here. And then you're just going to fill in the V. And what that does is that creates that, especially if you have smaller eyelids or hooded eyelids, which she did, we want to take it up a little bit higher because it's going to open up the eye. See how it opened up my eye compared to this one? So now we're going to go over here, and we're only at 10 minutes in and 39 seconds. We're almost finished with our face. So you have 10 minutes in the morning. So V, 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 V. And then we're just going to blend it up. Now it's really important to blend in your makeup so you don't have that line of demarcation. You're not looking like Cruella de Vil, out scaring people, or Maleficent. Because I've seen that, and some people think that look is cute, and maybe it is cute for them, maybe it, but as an older woman, it doesn't. I don't think that it's cute. So that looks amazing. So I'm gonna wipe my brush off just a smidgy bit, and then we're gonna go. We've done this color. We're moving left to right. We're gonna go over here to our highlight color. And what I'm calling the highlight color, I'm telling her that we want to put. I hadn't decided where I want to put it, but we're going to put it right here in the inner eye, and I told her not to do too much because all it's doing is creating a blending point between the first color she put on and the second color she put on. And I call it a highlight because anything you put here in the middle of your eyes is going to draw attention to. And then when we do the top, see how the top is really light? What I did was I took some of the lighter foundation that we used on her, and I just put a little bit up there. And the reason why I wanted to do a little bit of lighter foundation is because I really want the brow bone to pop, and I really want to give an instant facelift. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our pearl color right here. But don't use too much, ladies, because it would, you all know what I mean. You just don't want to, have that standing out. Like I almost have a little too much on there now. But I'm going to blend that in. So, look how pretty that is. I love this. So, this was the perfect look, the exact look she was going for. So now we're just going to take a really cute brush. We have amazing brushes on our website. There's too many to name, but we have a small, medium, and large size brush sets, and they're on our site. So I'm just going to dust some of that off. Dust some of that off. I'm going to clean my brush, and then I'm just going to blend. And the reason I'm blending is just to tone it down a little bit, not too much. Because I like it. I think it turned out really great. But the reason you're toning it down is just for any excess that might be on the eyes. So then I taught her how to do her eyes. And so the same thing. Now to keep your eyes open, you don't want to take your line all the way across. Because if you take your line all the way across, that's gonna be for a smoky look. And if that's the look you're going for, perfect. But if you don't want to look aged or older, you just want to make it look like you have a fresh face and have had a facelift, you're going to pull your eyes just slightly. You're not going to pull it because you'll cause wrinkles and stretch your skin. You're just going to pull over to the side a little bit, and you're just going to do a line. And you're going to stop at the middle of the eye. And I got that one a little bit thicker than I wanted. And then you're going to take this side, same thing. Just keep the line really thin. Unless you're going for a thicker look. But like I told my glam girlfriend, it's not glue, it's not paint, it's not going to stay on forever. So we can fix and correct any mistakes. Okay? So then we're going to smudge it out a little bit. And the reason we're smudging it out a little bit, because you don't want to leave that harsh line, especially when you're over 45 or over 40. You just don't want any harsh lines on your face. Okay, so now I'm just using the end of my eyebrow gel pencil to fluff up my lashes. We're not going to do mascara in this video because we don't want to be pressed for time. So my glam girlfriend was of a chocolate color. She was gorgeous. And so she was like, girl, Linda, I would never pick that color. But I said, well, we're going to use this color. So what we did was we wanted to take the blush and we wanted to put it along the outside of her cheek. We don't want to go down the ball right here and go up here because that's going to bring the face down. You want to be 2 fingers away from your nose. And if you're already someone that tends to have large pores in here, you just don't want that look. So we want to put it along the cheek line in a V section. Beautiful. And now we're just going to do the lips. So that's the hot pink blush that we used on her. And then she liked to line her lips. I personally don't line my lips, but I want to follow the video for her so she'll be able to duplicate it. Isn't that pretty? And these are our Ultimate Spectacular Soupy Creamy Lip Liners. We're already at only 15 minutes and we're finished because we're just doing lips and we're done. And this is our lip liner that is so popular. We sell out of it all the time. And then we're going to put it on with a lip brush. I'm going to put all the colors and the pricing and everything down below, but this color goes with anybody. White, black, Asian, Hispanic, light, fair, dark, it doesn't matter. So when I put this color on her, she said, oh my God. Like she said, I would not have ever chosen that color for myself. She said, but it's beautiful and I love it. So she loved everything about her look. And it's beautiful. I'm not saying I'm beautiful, I'm saying our product's beautiful. Even though I'm not so bad. Just kidding. So, and look how it brightens the teeth. So we're going to clean up in there. We're just going to go up in our V. So look at that. Totally amazing. Face looks bright. Looks made up. I'm going to pull my little bang down. So we're at 17 minutes. Now who can't make themselves be ready to go out the door in 17 minutes? And half the time I spent talking and fluffing up my hair. So anyway, so that is our Glam It Cosmetics makeover using our beautiful palettes. And I encourage you, call me. Let's have a glam appointment and I can show you how to do your eyeshadow, your makeup, anything. You want to become a glam girl. You're going to be so happy. Visit our website to see our prices and all of our products and the tons of palettes that we have available at www.glamitcosmetics.com. Love you. Bye. God bless you. Bye.